This is Joshua 1:9. It says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." And I wanted to start my first YouTube vlog video kind of thing off with that Bible verse because I feel like without the Lord, I wouldn't even have the confidence to speak to you guys on this level, on this personal level. And I just wanted to explain to you guys my story, where I've been, where I came from, how I found God, and I wanted to start all the way back to the TikTok raps. The raps that I put on TikToks that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are familiar with. I wanted to say those raps, I was fresh out of high school when I made them. Um, I feel like my inspiration of X and Juice World and I'd say Eminem and even Kalen raps. I I took on that inspiration and I found it very inspiring and amusing. And so I ended up writing my own dark raps, and um, what I was writing, I wasn't even aware of at the time. Being honest, like I wasn't even aware of how dark I was writing. I didn't really understand drugs, but drugs were so cool around that time that I wrote about them. And I don't know how I wrote so deep and how I was able to write like if I had gone through those experiences, but I just did. They just came to my brain. I guess it was just a God-given talent that I have to write music. And so I just made a bunch of those raps, and I didn't realize how spiritual music was. I didn't realize how powerful words are. And so I'm writing these dark raps, and but eventually, like, my life started falling more and more into sin because I was trying to be that character that I was in my TikTok raps. I was having like a full on like identity crisis at one point because I was trying to live up to all those drugs and all that sin that I would talk about in the raps, and then I found myself looking at life so negative. I found myself sinning all the time. I saw myself doing so many drugs, and not even being aware of like how bad it was too. And I started looking at life in such a bad perspective, and even then I just had no awareness of a bigger picture to life, a good perspective and a God. I had no awareness of it yet. I was too young and immature. um, but anyways, um, especially after my girlfriend died, after the little EP I dropped for her, and after that whole situation happened, um, that's when I really like went to the next level um, on going low of myself, because I used that as a reason to make myself worse so I could fit the picture that I was portraying in my TikTok raps and even the songs I have out. And I was grieving at the same time, and it was just a bad mix of trauma, grief, and not knowing who I was. And so, like, I would try to find myself in the wrong places, like clubs. I would try to find love in the wrong places, like clubs and bars and going out and parties and stuff. And at the end of the day, I never really enjoyed them. I always felt awkward at the clubs. I always felt weird at the parties. I just wasn't in my like confident state. That was my least confident state, and I went there for approval of myself, and that's the like most horrible place to go for approval. I would always feel like stupid after the club, and one day I finally realized like I ain't going there no more. But yeah, I started I started going down bad. I was on drugs. I was burning myself with cigarettes. I wish I never did that. Um, uh, And then one day I got so low of myself that I was like, all right, like I can't do this no more. Like I was so negative, bad things kept happening to me because like I kind of manifested them, and I had this attachment to this female at the time that was so unhealthy, and I was unloving of myself. And so I stooped so much low and so much lower that it finally got to a point where I felt in my mind I was at rock bottom, and I would cry about it. And one day I asked my friend, I was like, how do you talk to God? And he told me, you just talk to him, bro, straight up. You just talk to him, open your heart to him. And I said, all right. And I remember I was in my work van at the time when I was down in Miami. And I just started talking to him. And when I tell you, I just started telling him everything. And I was just pouring, crying, because what I felt was this level of comfort, like extreme comfort that I've never felt talking to anybody, talking to my mom, any girlfriend. Like I've never felt this type of comfort and love, you know. And after that experience, nobody could ever tell me that God isn't real, you know. And so after that whole experience, like life started to look a lot better. God opened my mind to the whole like matrix side of things in this world, and I was like a lot more aware of my trauma and where everything came from. I found closure in the whole Elena situation, and like I was able to be aware of what I just put myself through, and I wasn't upset at myself. You know, I was like, man, like I needed to go through it to get to this point of awareness. And from then I started making a routine for myself. I started drinking a lot of water. I started cooking myself. I did like a lot of things to get better. You know, my songs kind of changed perspective, and I even have a lot of sad songs in the process still. And everything's just been better. And another thing I found, um, going through that whole dark phase, was I was able to actually write my songs real. Like they ended up being so real that I couldn't even, like there's so much heart in them, and a lot of them are still dark from that dark moment, and so real. And I can't wait to share those with you guys. I'll probably share them with you guys in an album. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited for the future music too, because it's everything's so real now. I can't even fathom how real my music is, and it makes me so excited. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. But anyways, I started just being better for myself, and I started realizing the negatives in life. But even then, right after finding God, I still did some drugs. I still did things, you know, that God wouldn't approve. But right after, I was going through like this heartbreak at the time of finding God. I still felt His comfort with me. I still felt all His comfort with me as I was going through all of this, and I did feel a sense of relief in life, even when I did drugs, even when I did like tried to go to the bar or the club. Like I felt God with me, and as His but I was also studying His Word. I was reading more than I ever had before, and I was implementing Him into new songs, which was cool. And then after like 5 6 months, God gave me my wife, and she's my fiance right now. God gave me my wife. Her name is Mackenzie. Um, I'll talk about her more in other videos, but I felt like it was really connected by God, and I knew she was the right one. But I have um, 2 kids now, basically, because she already had a kid when I got with her, and the baby daddy wasn't in his life, and and so I chose to take that role because my dad also did that as well. Like, my dad is the only dad I know, even though he's not my biological father. So I kind of took after him. It just felt right. It just all felt right. And now he's my responsibility. And I also have another child who is also mine. And that one is biological, but I treat them the same. I love them both. Their names are Sincere and Silas. And um, once Kenzie was pregnant, God really started cracking down on my sin. He was like, all right, now it's time to grow up. You have to be better and stronger. And let me tell you, like, it was hard. It was hard to grow. But I found my hardest days were the days that I went without reading the Bible, without talking to God. Those were my hardest days when I was going through all of this. And it started messing up the flow of my music. And it was difficult, but I love difficult now that I have God, in a sense. Like we push past it and we are hard and we get through it, and now I'm stronger than I've ever been before. And like I said, the days without God were the worst days ever. But yeah, to update you, we moved to St. Cloud, Florida. It's like right near Orlando. I don't want to tell y'all straight up where I live, but this is where I am right now. We live in a house right now. We're renting for a year. We're probably gonna move back down south. But we have 2 kids, and we have God, and I have God, and God has been the best thing that has ever happened to me in life. And I hope I explained the update well. I'm not sure, but this is what I'm gonna post, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I've been wanting to get back to connecting with you guys and talking to you guys on a deeper level, so you guys could really relate and just, have an understanding on who I am more. And yeah, so I love you guys. Thank you for anybody who watches this. I just woke up. That's why my hair is a mess. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's a blessed day, and I will be back on here with more videos, and there'll be more walking around the house, more showing my family sometimes, and just talking to you guys about different topics, different things. And this channel will be about growing. This whole year is going to be about growing. My album will be called Together We Grow, and it should come out at the end of the year, October, November timing. And yeah, my next song will be Bittersweet. It's coming out in April 12th, I think, and I'm recording my own music video for that, and I'm super excited. It's about growth. Everything from now on is about growth, and my album will have those dark songs, but it will be in a way to show you growth, to the lessons of life and the lessons of trauma and the growth of trauma. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't know how long this is. It might be too long for some of you guys to even listen to the whole thing, but I love you guys. And thank you for anybody who does listen to the whole thing. Together we grow, and I can't wait to describe more of myself and help you guys know me more. I can't wait. And I can't wait to understand you guys more and know you guys more in the group chats I have on Instagram, the broadcast channel. But I love you, alright? I love you. Peace, deuces, goodbye.